fares. While coming to the in-drive, drivers can cancel the orders even after accepting them, and there is high fares, and no customer or SGUR verification will be there. While coming to our application Spedocity, we have special recharge and deductions on orders for drivers, and we have implemented the customer feedback systems. Goods, driver and vehicle verification is also there, and there is no order rejection after once acceptance.
Now coming to a business model of our application, here we are mainly concentrated on the common citizens, where they are considered as a targeted customers. The targeted customers are the people who are having benefited by our service, and we have a next key principle as a value proposition, which includes the affordable price based on the distance and load, and no commission for the drivers, and recharge wallet system for the drivers. And channels will include the online services, and in customer relationship we are providing the seasonal discount for the customers and providing incentive for the drivers to attract the customers and drivers to our application. And in revenue stream, we are charging 5 rupees for every ride for a driver and deducting 20 rupees as an customer service charges. And in key activities, we include the development of application, hosting, and also the marketing strategies. In key resource, it includes OTP API key, Google Map API key, and payment integration methods. In price, we have variable price based on the distance and load. In key partnerships, here the shopkeepers, logistic companies and drivers can suggest others to use our application, and also they can be partners with our application through the commission-based system.
Let's moving on to Spedocity's milestone, database configuration. Here we can store the data and manage it efficiently. Moving on to milestone 2, vehicle assignment and pricing algorithm. Here we have used some algorithms for vehicle assignment and to calculate its price. Moving on to milestone 3, domain registration. Here we have successfully registered our domain as spedocity.com through GoDaddy. And you can also see our timeline, which highlights our progress and upcoming goals.
While coming to the total budget, we have planned our total budget to 20 lakhs, keeping the marketing, testing, hosting, and other domains also.
Our goal for Spedocity is to provide logistics and transportation services. Our main target is to satisfy the customers, and we are planning to take this globally. And we hope you guys liked our idea and support us in this journey of Spedocity. Actually, we have a demo of our application. If you permit us, then we'll demonstrate it.
What's the customer acquisition strategy and what is the customer acquisition cost? The customer acquisition strategy
cost. We will tie up with the shopkeepers. Shopkeepers will refer the customers in their shops, and they will get commission from us.
What do you see as the cost of a customer acquisition?
Sir?
How much cost do you see as a customer acquisition?
Sir, around 2 lakhs, sir. Around 2 lakhs, sir. As an initial investment, we need for marketing. As an initial investment, we are doing for minimal investment. For as of now, we need 2 lakhs, sir. Sir, 8 rupees.
So I saw your marketing budget to be 5 lakhs, right? Now your CAC, customer acquisition cost, you are saying it's around $8, right? What's your average customer revenue that you are looking at, ARPU? Average revenue per user? Average revenue per user.
Per user, around 20 rupees. 20 rupees per user. And 5 rupees for driver.
The user has to pay the money also.
User has to pay the 20 rupees for us, and the driver has to pay 5 rupees to us.
I know. See, that's more of a modality, right? How do I put the money to you, right? But the question is that why would a customer want to pay you? For me, as a user, I want to see a bundled cost, right? So you might include that bundled cost into the booking that I'm doing.
Sir, recording.
What I was saying is, now for the user, right, you should, you're looking at this 20 rupees as a platform fee. Yes, sir. Right? Yeah. Even the Zeptos of the world are still at 8 to 10 rupees as a platform fee. You cannot start with a 20 rupee platform fee. Right? Even Flipkart today, right, is at a 3 rupee platform fee. Massive user base, right? So you are a fresh entrant. Why would I want to pay 20?
Can you go back one slide?
Including maintenance fee.
Can you go back one slide, please?
Once I go to a restaurant, right, I can bundle up everything, I look at my final cost, but if this platform fee is prohibited, I'll not even touch your service. I look at porter. Right?
Sir, porter is also commission based.
Which is okay, doesn't matter. As long as my cost is amenable to me, I don't get cost affordable. Right? One transaction outside there, wherever you should, I don't care. Right?
We have 1 more minute.
I'm done. Yeah. So I'll hand it over to other sharks for questions.
Thank you. Yeah, I think we are going to move in front of the stage because there is a slight echo here. But as far as the Azilec technology is concerned, we heard you fully. So don't bother that we didn't hear and we are going there. We heard you fully. It was clear, but we want to have it clearer. So we are coming in the front. Thanks a lot. Very well done. Thanks a lot.
Nice.
I have a few questions. Very good idea.
I request the participants to collect the certificates from the sharks. For this, I request Dr. A.J. Krishnaya sir and the sharks, along with the moderator and the convener, to take the stage to distribute the certificates. Team 1, please come on stage and receive the certificates. Team 2, please be ready with your team.
Is it clear? Chanakyas?
I request the team 2 to please handle the mic carefully because your voice has to reach the audience.
Am I audible and clear from here? Better than on the stage, or would you like to go a little bit further? Much better?
Today we have stalls of McWin Technologies, based out of Bangalore and one and only manufacturers of solar motors in South India. McWin is one-stop solution for all motor needs. They are MNRE approved and ARAI certified EV motor manufacturers with 1000 NOS per day manufacturing capacity.
Let's give a big round of applause for the pitch 1. A big round of applause, please.
Next.
Which is what we have found to be somewhat like love when concentrated.
The stage is ready for pitch 2. We have a team who are here to make wonders with waste. So team 2, your time will start in 30 seconds. Team 2, please be on stage. A big round of applause of encouragement to team 2, please.
I request for Nagendra to come and meet me. Nagendra, VC.
Good morning, one and all present here. We are team Waste to
Team two,
Wonder, and we are going to
Team two,
present.
Team 2, can you please spare 1 minute? We have Naren sir to put his views
So-
on Team 1.
So for team one, I assume they're all students, right? Dr. Geeta? They're all students, okay. Very good presentation, guys. I think the idea is really nice. I wish I had seen the actually working prototype, but it seems like you have it ready. So maybe, we can catch up later and see what you guys have done. But very good presentation, and the idea seems to be very good, okay? Very well done. Very good. Very good.
Team 2, your time starts now.
We all wonder what will happen to our life. We all wonder what will happen after 100 years. We all wonder what will happen to us the next minute. But have you ever wondered what will happen to our life without these electronic gadgets? And what will happen to them after we utilize? And what will happen to them after they get discarded? Is there any such bin so as to go to the earth, circle and come into our hands again? So this is our problem statement regarding when we were walking across the shop, we noticed a pile of electronic gadgets accumulated in a corner. So when asked upon, they said, we just burn it off, sir, and rest of the things are just dumped in the oceans. So that's the thing which struck us. I would like to say, जब तक सूरज चांद रहेगा, इस धरती पर electronic items चलेंगे. And this is our problem statement regarding the PCB, printed circuit boards, in the sense, what and all electronic starting from the AirPods to the complex supercomputers, everywhere the printed circuit boards can be seen. The utilization can be seen, their action can be seen. We can imagine our life without plastic, sir. And we can't even imagine our life without the printed circuit boards. They are the basic two things. The drone flying over there to the me holding my mic, everything consists. So our problem statement is electronic waste, specifically to the PCBs, holding from collections and segregation to economic viability, international trade and dumping, and data security. We would be covering all these things.
So, hello. So here is a solution overview of our problem statement. Starting the first initial stage is where we will have a terminal testing of PCBs. Terminal testing is like the wanted PCBs, like only 2 to 3 components will be good in that, and all the components will be like unwanted. So we'll segregate that. The second process is where PCBs are of different sizes, like 2 cross 2, 3 cross 3, 4 cross 4 and all. After the segregation, we'll send that PCBs to a conveyor belt where we'll have a IR heating system where the PCBs will get heated, and we'll try to segregate the components there. After the conveyor belts process, we'll send that PCBs to corkscrew conveyor, which is a mechanical system where all the components on the PCBs will be segregated easily. After this process, the fifth step of this process, where we'll have many valuable metals in that. So we know that pulverization process, where all the components will be converted into fine powder and all. So we'll convert that components to fine powders, and we'll have a fractional distillation system where, based on the densities of metals like gold, platinum and all, plastics and all, this fractional distillation process takes place, and we'll try to separate the valuable components from that.
So this is the basic technological overview of our prototype. So we'll be using infrared heating. Why? Because we think that whatever PCBs have these resin layers on top of it, it will be melted using IRs. And after that, the segregation of components. So once these PCBs are melted, all those surface mounted devices are loosened up because of heating. So while segregating, all these surface mounted devices are separated from the PCB boards. So we have a naked PCB board, which is either a plastic or a copper, and surface mounted devices. Later on, all these go to the powderizing, or in industrial terms, we call it as pulverizing, where all these separated components from the PCB boards are powderized into a very fine powder. And after that, it goes to the fractional distillation, where all these powders are divided based on density wise. So these are a target audience which we need to cover. First thing is the recyclers. In Bangalore, we have e-Parisara. Recyclers really need a proper method to segregate and powderize all these elements so that we can bring it back to the circular economy. And we have large companies. Well, why large companies? Because we know that electronic wastes are generated in most of the service-based companies as well as product-based companies. And we have informal sector, which covers like 85% of the market, but is not recognized by the government since they use very primitive methods to segregate all these components, which is not safe for the human body. And this is our basic workflow, which we wish to achieve. So once there is, like, this is our recycling unit at the center, where we segregate all the components. So after terminal testing of these PCBs, if any one or two components is, it's replaceable, it will be sent back to the refurbished market, or else it will come to our recycling unit. So whatever the structural parts are there, they will be sent back to the raw material. So when I mean structural parts, it's all these plastic covering and all these structural exoskeletons of the electronic components. And the rest, valuable metals like copper, gold, that is powderized, will be sent back to industries like utensils or wire industries. And this is the business model canvas. So if we come to the key proposition part of here, the transparency that we wish to attain will ensure the stakeholders' trust. Because what happens in this e-waste market is there is a lot of things going on, and hence transparency is not that good. And revenue streams, we have second-hand market and companies because we provide raw materials to them, and a valuable metal market as well. So this is the market research. So the total addressable market is around 8.8 billion rupees.
We are on the 6th minute.
So after deploying the model, we come across the piloting issues where we have to connect with the recyclers, the e-waste producers and all. So this will be taken care by AI models, such as we can create a model which can help us connect to those people. And then we'll come to chemical behaviors. As we know that we have hazardous chemicals used in the PCBs, for betterment of PCBs, but are hazardous to our health. So while contacting with the PCBs, we have to take care about that, which will be automated by using AI models again and embedded systems, due to which we'll take out the chemical behavior issues. And then we'll come to limited awareness, that all of us know that we don't know what's happening with the e-waste here. So we have to have an awareness, or people have to have the awareness of what e-waste will cost to us. So it will be generated by us creating an application in social media platforms and create awareness with promoting our models. And then coming to collection and logistics, we are going to use again the AI models, that is the Digikstra and the shortest path finding models, which will help us to collect the e-waste to our sectors to recycle it or give it to the recycles also.
These are the next milestones that we wish to achieve. First one would be the chemical testing for whatever processes we have proposed. That is the proof of concepting for all the chemical tests that we do, so that this prototype will be viable in the future as well. And next is the piloting. So we have proposed a business model along with our prototype. And once we pilot it over a city like Bangalore, we'll be sure to get recognition to our prototype. And finally, deploying the user-friendly prototype for a market test.
Do you have anything to say what is the current e-waste management stuff and how it is different, your differential piece?
Right. Okay, so we have contacted a formal recycler here in e-Parisara.
Have you visited multiple e-waste factories?
Yes, like the one recognized by the government is we visited only e-Parisara.
Okay.
And there was another recognized recycler called Zolopic and Scraplan. We have visited a lot of them.
Okay.
But what we found was they use primitive methods. And what we got to know is that whatever PCBs are segregated here, they get sent to third world countries, Taiwan or even Belgium, to extract these metals. Again, these metals are brought back to India. So you can see a gap there.
You have to mention that. You have to mention the whole point is about how the e-waste management is getting done here. What happens if it becomes a local? Okay, that's the differentiation that you need to bring out.
Indeed.
What do you guys have so far? Is this the idea that you guys have, or do you have some place where you actually have done this? This is just an idea?
This is in the ideation stage. We have reached out to mentors from IISc and for chemical testing, and we have seen proof in research papers. But yeah, we need to test it chemically to check its viability.
Okay. Okay. Do you know what is the capital investment involved for the whole thing?
For basic testing, we have just like 9,761 for just a very minimal proof of testing. But when we do it in industrial grade, we need around 10.5 lakhs.
Okay.
Hi. So if there's a set of process for this, right? I've been on the solid waste management team of BBMP as well. I also work with Karnataka government. I'm an advisor to the rural water and sanitation and e-waste management, right? So between this whole process, right, there are two parts. One is the collection part, one is the
Segregation,
right? So not segregation, but rather recovery of the materials, right? Segregation happens. Do you know that segregation happens?
Yeah.
It's not actually a big challenge. As much as it is made out to be, that is not a challenge in terms of collection and segregation. It is actually the recovery of material.
Yeah, right.
That is the toughest part.
Okay.
That's why it hasn't been great success across the country, right? So there is something called as Form B11 that is being given out. So every bulk waste generator has to segregate e-waste at source.
Right.
E-waste gets segregated at source, also at the secondary and tertiary sources, right? So segregation is not an issue, right? I don't want you guys to focus on segregation of the waste. The most important element is to figure out how do you really recover the material, right? That's called as mineral mining or secondary mineral mining, okay? That is what you should be focusing on. That is what your chemical, there are two established methods. One is the pulverization and distillation method. The other is the chemical recovery,
process,
right? You dip it in certain chemicals, so each of them will attract a certain element in the chemical table that can be taken out. Now, what's more important is not that you need to reinvent the wheel. The most important element here is to figure out the business viability.
Right.
Right. There are existing chemicals that are available. Right. There are factories even in Bangalore. I can name 6 factories in Bangalore that are doing this.
Okay.
There are 6 factories within the city that are doing this, right? At different scales, right? There's a startup called EcoCrew which does collection also. There is government authorized about 22 entities that do this kind of collections, right? They do collections from large corporates, they do collections from household entities, they also do collections from the gated communities. Collection should not be an issue for you. You should figure out how do you make it more economically viable to extract these minerals, right? That is what is the crux of the matter, right? If you can really focus on that and solve for it, making it financially viable for everyone, right? That's when the deal gets made, right? It's not really the collection, it's not really the, even the IR also is not a challenge, right? It's only the final segregation of the minerals is where the challenge is, because you get compounds.
Yeah.
Those compounds are hard to
They are hard
distill
to
there.
Yep.
And that is where the money is kept, right? I would recommend
We
you
have
to
20
focus on
seconds to close.
Okay, thank you.
Fractional distillation ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದಾ? Sir, I would like to highlight upon the final stage. After the pulverization, the powders will be passed upon a solution and which undergoes the process called fractional distillation. So based upon that.
Sir, that is textbook answer, sir. I know about it. I'm telling you to focus only on that. Don't worry about all the other bits, right? Because if you can crack that model, that bit, the last bit is where the challenge is. Right now, it is not economically viable. Right? The amount of gold, palladium, or platinum and silver is available in the PCB is very, very minimal. Right? Your cost to extract that is higher than the virgin cost. Right? I can actually mine and get a gold at a much cheaper cost. Right? That is why the recycling is not really taken up across the world, except for few countries where Australia they are doing extremely well. Some parts of Europe they are really good. China is doing that at a mega scale, right? So India really requires this. If you can focus on that part of technology and crack it out, you'll be a trillion-dollar company, not even a billion. So focus only on that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, team. Thank you for the wonderful pitch. I request Satyesh, sir, to please escort the sharks on the stage to distribute the certificates. Team 2, please stay on stage for the certificates. A big round of applause for Team 2. Team 3.
We have stalled Green Planet since 2002 as a mission to save Earth, came out with organic agriculture, Ayurvedic health, personal care, home care and veterinary. Please contact CB Ravi at stall number 5 for sales and business opportunity.
Let's cheer them up, guys. A big round of applause. Thank you, Team 2. Team 2. Yeah, they are on time. So where the world is revolving around bikes, here we have a presenter who wants to revolutionize the biking technology for the youth. And here we present Pitch 3 by Mayur M. Bharadwaj, UBIC.
Good morning, Sharks. I am here to represent on an idea called UBIC, Youth-Based Bike, motorbikes completely made for youth. So my name is Mayur M. Bharadwaj. I'm currently studying in 11th grade. I have done my junior MBA under Clever Harvey. And also, this idea that I'm presenting right now has been awarded by the central government of India under the name Inspire Award, and I've been granted 10,000 for this. So today's youth generation are usually dependent on their own transportation, usually based on two-wheelers. Parents who are generally and deeply engaged with their career-focused life are okay with purchasing them their own personal vehicles, concerning with their convenience and autonomy over the transport public services. However, there is a significant setback for this. The motorbikes that are being produced right now aren't designed for the youths, which don't have speed locking system, nor the geofencing, where parents can assure their safety for their children while going from to or fro. So we have discovered a solution, a motorbike completely designed for the students and youth. So what are the features that makes this and set apart from the rest of the motorbikes is that it has geofencing, where the parent can lock the location of the student. He cannot cross the boundary set by the parents using that two-wheeler, and speed lock, where the student cannot surpass the maximum speed limit of 50 kilometers under the city circumstances. And then track spear, usually called as GPS. And then we have secure nest. Helmet wearing is a compulsion now, but yet most of the youths don't wear it because of their recklessness and many other stuff. So secure nest is a feature where helmet is compulsory. The bike won't start without the helmet. And then one grip. Students usually like to do a lot of stunts on their motorcycles. So instead, we have developed with one grip such that they cannot, leave a hand and do stunts or anything. So speaking of the impact that this can make is that it can reduce the, it can reduce the accidents that are happening. Around 60% of the entire accidents in the two-wheelers are caused by youths under 16 to 35. So this is a very concerning thing. And it also gives the parents the assurance that their child is safe while traveling across from school to their house. And then speaking of the market, the entire market of two-wheelers is 35% of India's population falls around 15 to 35. And then 20% of it is from 15 to 22. So targeting it would be having a market value of 3.5 to 4.5 billion, which if we only concentrate of a 10%, then that would be around 35 to 40 crores of market annually. And then speaking of these strategies, India is a mindset where people look for affordability. So the bike must be under 1,10,000. And also, we are eagerly waiting to participate with colleges because colleges face a lot of problems when there is an accidents with their students. They have to face a lot of reputation losses and many other stuff. By using our vehicles and promoting our vehicles, they'll have the reduced risk of their students getting into accidents. And then our milestone or traction for each year is set. The first year would be to do all the research and development and launch it in the first year. The second year would be to have a minimum of 7,000 units. And the third year would to launch a new model with new capabilities. And the fourth year, made in India. So these are the just approximating value of a bike that I'm manufacturing. I have tested the prototypes individually. For example, I have tested the electric bike in a simple hub motor, and I have done the helmet traction thing. So thank you. My ask would be for 20 lakhs with 20% royalty for the 5 years.
Thank you, Mayur. Are you looking to build a bike here, or are you looking to build the device that can go into the bike?
A bike.
Why do you want to build a bike? The costs there are going to be exorbitant for you. It's prohibitive to get into the market, right? So what is your, if you were to build only the device piece of this, right, which can go into all other vehicles, right? So what will happen is that then you don't have to build the whole end-to-end of the bike, but you can actually be a B2B seller to various other OEMs. Have you thought through that angle?
Yes, sir. May I write to reply? So the thing was, most of the mechanics are able to remove that thing. If we add anything to extra, they'll remove it off. But if we integrate it to the circuits of the EV, they won't be able to remove it until and unless there is a software. So what I thought was, if it's made for youth, then after 22 years, it won't be necessary, and they would have to throw it away. Instead, what we can do is that we can remove these safety precautions after 22 years of a youth, such that it can be used as a normal vehicle. So that's
And this 20 lakhs, what is your application of funds?
Sir?
The 20 lakhs that you are seeking now, what is the application of fund? Where will you use that?
So what I have done is that most of the incubators are looking for such type of startups where the students can get involved in this. So I will ask some colleges for the incubators to help me with this.
No. My question was, what will you do with 20 lakhs? If I'm ready to give you 20 lakhs, kaha use karoge?
So the first would be R&D. The first year would be research and resources and development. Then I would import all the stuff since we cannot manufacture entirely at the first year itself. And then we are going to manufacture it, assemble it, and then marketing.
Within 20 lakhs, you'll import bikes, you'll sell it to public, make money? I can cut the check today. I can cut the check today. So will you be able to sell a bike? At least one bike can you sell?
Not exactly. What I'm planning is to do is start by bit by bit. I'm starting on selling only in Mysore, my native, where I know all the people, only for 100 units. And with the profit and with the loan, I'm going to take another loan where I can import more stuff laterwards.
I'll leave it at. Thank you.
Do you have a girlfriend? If you had a girlfriend, would you really go for that kind of a bike?
That's the problem. I am only alone because none of my friends wanted to do this. They're always ticky in their mindset at adolescence.
That was my question also. Who is your target customer? Are the parents or the students? Who's
So
going to
we
buy?
are- Yeah, the first year is all about researching about the designs and how good it should look, while also assuring the parents. The bike is what attracts students and the safety is what attracts the parents.
Any market assessment you did from the parents or from the students, would they like to have this kind of features?
I only asked from my school, so I only know that much. Of parents are willing to buy because 60% of my friends travel in a normal bike at 70 kilometers in a 10 feet road.
You said you're in 11th grade, right?
Yes.
11th grade. Very good thought and very good idea also. But as my colleague was saying here, right? I think manufacturing motorcycles like this and bringing them to market, it's a pretty big task and you will require a lot of investment, right? I think if you can figure out a way how your idea of basically making it secure, right? If you can figure out how to basically make that part as an electronics that can actually go into the existing motorcycles as well as new motorcycles, your target market could be actually the motorcycle makers, right? That is something that you should think about. But overall, very good idea.
Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice.
That was awesome. That courage speaks, guys. It was a wonderful presentation, Ubik. I request Kitty sir to please escort the sharks on the dais for the distribution of certificates. Sharks, please join hands and distribute the certificates to Mayur M. Bharadwaj.
I have just one question, Mayur. First of all, kudos. You are walking a path which is less walked by the youngsters of your age. But just one question: how easy it is for the people to hack your application and give a make-believe feeling to the parents?
I couldn't get the last part.
How difficult you will be making this so that the riders will hack your application and then give a make-believe feeling to their parents? How difficult it is to hack your application or alter it?
My idea is that, yes, I thought about it. So my idea is that while selling the bike, we'll have the parents only use their fingerprint into our application, such that only them can open the entire application and control everything.
A big round of applause to this courageous boy. Team 4. We are happy to be sponsored with Shwana. It is born out of a genuine love for dogs, led by canine trainers with a defense background who offer ethical care and personalized training to meet each pup's unique needs. They provide well-trained puppies for those seeking a well-behaved companion and strive to nurture lasting bonds between people and their pets, ensuring a future where every dog is cherished, understood, and truly part of the family. Welcome, Shwana, and thank you for the sponsor. We have the next pitch where people want to bring a transformation in healthcare, particularly oral, and we have pitch 4 by Muskan and team. Muskan and team, your time starts in the next 20 seconds.
Good morning, everybody, and good morning, Sharks. We are here. I'm the founder of Oralytics. This is a platform for early detection of oral cancer, but better. Now, let us see what our actual solution is. This is our team. I am the lead machine learning engineer for this project, and my teammate Chinmay will be the marketing head. and my fellow friend Prajwal will be hardware design lead. So let us delve into what our problem statement is, what we are actually facing in today's world. We have diagnosis for every kind of cancer, but since our oral cavity is somewhat like exposed and also not exposed, so we cannot go into MRI or CT scans. So we need to have something like an imaging system which will give us the analysis but in an accurate way. So this is the problem which we are facing. The existing systems may give us false alarms like false positives and false negatives also. So what better can we do? What better solution is it? Next, our solution, what we are trying to provide here is an AI-driven detection. That is, it will utilize the advanced AI which we have today in a very ethical manner and also accurate manner. And non-invasive. The existing technology is called as WellScope. In WellScope, I'll give you a brief introduction about what WellScope is. Before that, yeah, this is the WellScope for better understanding. The WellScope will emit blue light or blue radiation, in which it will, if the cell or the tissue is healthy, it will emit the light back in green. The color will be green. But if the cell is cancerous, it will not emit any light back. For that, you'll have to do biopsy also, which is invasive in the sense you have to actually delve into the person's mouth, take out the tissue, and then analyze. It is time consuming, it is costly, and it is very long process. So what we are trying to give is a non-invasive solution. Then enhanced accessibility. WellScope retails for around 20 lakhs and it goes up to 40 lakhs. So we don't want that. We want to provide a low-cost product for everybody, where everybody can utilize that. So ours is enhanced accessibility, where all the organizations can utilize that. Next is, as I told, it is cost-effective. And in the meantime, we want to have real-time analysis. In the sense, we don't want to wait for reports. As soon as someone is getting their mouth analyzed, we want the real-time results to be shown on the screen, whether the person is having a cancerous cell or not cancerous cell. Next is scalable. In the sense, anybody can use this and it can be deployed in any organization by anyone. But specified, they should have a knowledge of the field. Yeah, so our solution is first of its kind because the existing technology WellScope has these many disadvantages. So it is limited to only multinational hospitals or very large hospitals who have crores together of business, and no molecular level detection, subjectivity, and false alarms. So what is the uniqueness of our solution? It is, as I specified before, it will enhance AI, it is non-invasive, it provides real-time solutions, it is accessible for rural and undeserved areas. This will be our highlight because the rich people or the privileged people can go to any hospital anywhere in the world and get their disease diagnosed. But the underprivileged, what about them? Even they need care, even they need to be taken care of. So that will be our motto. And it is scalable for clinics, hospitals, and mobile units too. So our current prototyping stage is this one. We have made an arm which will somewhat look like this in the future. So we are going to extend the cord and also have a camera module which will take pictures and analyze. So you may ask, how will we analyze? We will make use of AI techniques. We will make use of specifically convolution neural network, which is a highly impeccable neural network which will give us excellent results. So our product readiness is, it is in the development phase, and proof of concept is that we are going under validation about how we will further improve ours. Then socio-economic impact is how will we reach the underprivileged? As I said, we will make use of mass screening. This will be our main motto. Like we will set up camps, we will provide our project or the prototype to the places where they have no technology at all. We will set up camps so that anybody can come, have their mouth analyzed and say whether they have cancer or not. Next, hands-on experience, improving lives, empowering healthcare, and reducing healthcare burden. Because early diagnosis is better than later cure. So that is our mission. So market landscape is, we have...
We are on the 6th minute.
We have these many global market size of 1,500 crores for oral cancer detection. And our competitors are Wellscope, Visilite, and other AI solutions. The other AI solutions are not that predominant, but the most used is Wellscope, and it is not used by everybody. Next, our business model and strategy. This is just a visualization. I'll be explaining it here. We will key partner with hospitals, clinics, and other government NGOs. Our key activities will be developing our AI almost every day, every second, every minute we are going to develop our AI model. Our value proposition is accessible and reliable. Customer relationship is dedicated support to everybody. Customer segment as business to business and business to consumer will be hospitals and individuals. Our channels will be, we will sell from, we are also making a website or an app of it so that people can gain access of it. So next, our key resources for this will be AI models, and we are going to collect data from hospitals and all other segments. The cost structure will be explained in the next sector. So our revenue model is, this is just an overview model of what happens inside a startup. So we need to have multiple revenue streams, like how will we gain the profit? How will our startup have the profit? So we will make use of subscription, paper scan, data licensing, government contracts, and pricing structures would be, this is just momentary. We may increase or decrease the cost later depending on how we are implementing our product. Our growth plan is we will try to implement 20 hospitals first, and that will be squared every year. Our project milestone is we have so far received seed funding through NAIN, that is New Age Innovation Network, of worth rupees 2 lakhs. And we have also been in the top team for always getting the funding.
Time up.
And this is our total budget. For hardware, 8 lakhs, resources 3 lakhs, and totaling it will be 35 lakhs. When we visualize the budget, it is same, but we have put it in a table. Next, our conclusion is, what do we hope for our startup? We hope that we will do something better for the economy, something better for the underprivileged, something better for everyone that anybody can use, but in a wise way. We want everybody in the society to be accessible to the new age technologies that we have today. And we want to continuously improve ourselves in this. We are not saying that we will just stop here. We are going to improve each and every second. Thank you.
Question. It's a very, very good problem statement. Excellent problem.
Thank
That
you,
is the
sir.
most needed one in the present market. What I did not understand is, what is the tech that your acquisition technology? Is that the camera? Is that the normal camera, or? Yeah.
So, sir, this is our just prototype. What
Yeah, that's external, but what is exactly?
Yeah,
who
camera
taking-
is it?
Camera.
Camera.
Understood. So another second follow-up question is...
No, it is just robot will do everything, because we don't want to miss any even millisecond area of our. If I am using like this, you can see that the tongue area will be covered by my finger itself. I don't want that.
Understood that. Where do you mount this?
We are planning in 2 ways, sir. We are going to mount it on a stand and let the patient keep their mouth, and then the robot will go do inside the analysis. Or we may let the clinician or the doctor to control, but we are preferring the first one. We will want the patient to keep his mouth like how the ophthalmologists do. They let the patient keep their chin there and they analyze our eyes. We want the same thing but to our oral cavity.
Understood.
Do you have any oncologists on your panel or any doctors on your, who is advising you on this particular thing?
Sir, we have one oncologist partnered with our guide. So he is guiding us in this process.
So what's the target cost?
The cost, I mean the budget?
No, cost of this equipment.
Cost of this. So it is 4 lakhs as of now. But as of now, because it is variable. If we are going to produce it in mass, we may reduce the cost. Because we want it to be available for everybody. We want everybody to be, analyzed.
Thank you.
So currently you're working on getting the camera, but the most important thing is the images that you capture and that you use that to basically identify if there is cancer or not, right?
Yeah.
Have you done any AI model development already?
Yes, sir. We are working on it. We already have a data set collected by one of our guide. So she has collected around 3,000 images herself, going through all the camps, hospitals, everywhere. We will also do the survey ourselves, hoping to get the data set of around 10,000 images, so that when we feed that input to our convolution neural network model, that is our base technology. So when we feed that, it is going to be trained in such a manner that when I feed a patient's image, it is going to tell whether the person is having cancer or not. If the person is having cancer, whether it is malignant or benign. So that is our plan. In advancement, we may also tell according to the, as you can see in this, 1 second. Yeah. As you can see here, there are, I don't want to give any flash warnings here, but you can see here there are many types of cancer going on within the oral cavity. So in the advanced level, what we are trying to do is tell specifically what type of cancer it is. In the mid-level, we are trying to implement whether it is malignant or benign. But in the advanced stage, we are trying to say what exactly, like what is the name of that malicious cancer? What is the name of that benign cancer? Sir, I can't hear you.
Have you tried your existing AI model
Last 20
on
seconds.
any of the data sets?
Sir, we are trying, but we are trying on what data set we have. Actually, the prototype is in development phase. We are still implementing CNN on the first layer. Since it has many layers, we are taking layer by layer because we want accuracy of 100%. So we are taking our time to implement this.
So a couple of questions, very interesting problem statement to work on. Kudos to you guys to look at that. So the challenge that you are trying to solve is twofold here. You're looking at hardware and also software, right? There are two parts, right? For the hardware bit, have you evaluated Invisalign kind of devices? You know Invisalign? Invisalign that does the teeth alignment.
Yeah.
So they do teeth alignment capture. So they take a device, they scan the whole mouth. The whole mouth is scanned, okay, and under 30 seconds, right? There are devices that are available. Do you want to improvise? I think, I'm just suggesting, do you want to improvise on existing devices than building yourself a device? Because this is another challenge, right? You are actually having two different challenges. One is on the hardware side. Evaluate what is available in the market. Can you make it much better? Instead of using a camera, there are other ultrasonic sensors that you can use, the terrain and other things. Just evaluate if that works. Second bit in terms of the software, right? 3,000 or 10,000 images won't cut anything.
Yeah.
Data set wise, it is nowhere.
Yeah.
Right?
We are trying to,
So
expand.
are you using Google Library for this? Google CV has a library that they've open sourced it now.
Yeah.
Are you using that?
Sir, what?
Google Computer Vision.
Yeah, computer vision will be our next implementation step, sir.
They already have open sourced the library.
Yeah.
Have you tried using that?
We will work on it, sir.
You should look at existing data sets available.
Yeah.
There are a lot of images that are open sourced, data anonymized. That is what you should be using. Because the challenge I'll say is you might claim it to be pretty accurate, but hallucination is a bigger challenge with the models.
Yeah, sir.
Right? You need to ensure that you control those hallucinations. Right? Unless you have a large data set, a 10,000 or even a million data set is not at all a starting point. Right? You need to look at a larger data set, figure out how do you get that larger set. Last advice to you all is explore the ABBA project of Government of India, ABHA. They have funding for these kind of devices that they are offering. Second, CCamp. Even the government of Karnataka has a partnership with CCamp. They do funding as well. So funding should not be an issue for you, as long as you have figured out your go-to solution.
Thank you for the input, sir. We will consider whatever you have said. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Muskan. That was really wonderful. Please stay on stage. I request Satish Babu, sir, to please escort the sharks onto the dais to distribute the certificates. Satish Babu, sir. Let us give a big round of applause to this young lady and the team.
Here we have Hippocampus is a leading school management company dedicated to transforming the life of children through high quality education. Their mission is to prepare students for the challenges and opportunities of the 21st century by implementing the KBC module focusing on knowledge, behavior and competency. By fostering holistic growth, we empower students with essential skills for dynamic future. With a strong presence across Karnataka, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, Hippocampus manages both CBSE and state board schools, ensuring accessible, innovative and impactful education for every child.
So next page. Thank you all. Yeah. Satish, ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು? ಆರ್ಯಭಟ್ಟ. Bharat. Now we have on stage Mr. Satish Aryabhatta, who wants to make a change at our own institute and give an opportunity for the schools and make MCE a change agent. So on stage we have Satish Aryabhatta from Bharat Dome Innovation Private Limited. Your time starts now.
Good afternoon, dear friends. Myself Satish and I'm an amateur astronomer. That's my company, Bharat Dome Innovation. From past 11 years, I'm in the industry of planetarium and building telescopes and going to international schools, teaching students how to make telescope. I experienced something which nobody had to see when I visited Dakshina Kannada and parts of the jungle at Kabini, where during the eclipse time, many students were given sacrifice for black magic and things like that. And since then, I have never looked forward in the planetarium. So my project is about dome theater. So basically what we are trying to build over here is, we are talking about actually implementing dome theaters in various parts of India. If I have to make it very simple, how many of you have visited planetarium in your life? Probably many of you only once in your life. But how many of you visit theaters almost every week? This is the narrative which we are trying to change. And the reason why planetariums are very boring is, of course, it's imported technology, escalating AMC. There is no Indian-oriented content over there, right? So it comes at an extremely very high cost. I've seen it goes to multiples of crores. And one of the major challenge what we actually observe in this field is, it takes years together for them to implement one of the project. So something which we have developed is a geodesic structure which reduces the dependency on the construction. We have our own software where we actually call it as a super sky. We can project any content. It need not be only astronomy content. We can project STEM content inside that. We can project all the virtual reality content inside that. We can actually put the simulations. Recently, when we showcased this technology at Bangalore Technology Summit, one of the defense people actually came forward and they said that, can we simulate the immersive experiences for the soldiers to give training? You name the things for the 360-degree environment, we can put it up inside our software, what we call it as Super Sky. And we are not talking about only single projection system. We are talking about multiple projectors from various corners, which can go up to 2K, 4K, 8K resolutions. And it's a very simplified process. There is no challenge of an integrator, then the civil contractor, then the technology company. We handle end-to-end. Whatever typically takes around 3 years for them to construct, we have been able to bring it down to less than 2 months now. And it's also very cost effective as we are made in India. The only thing which we import is the projector. Unfortunately, that there is no projector vendors as of now. And language has been a major challenge that after traveling to 21 states of India, I have observed one thing, that if we don't teach things in the students' mother tongue, they find it difficult to understand and absorb. So that is something which we have actually worked on using our software. So if I have to summarize, we are a made in Namma Karnataka product. That is how the geodesic structures will look like. We have already applied for the patent for the quickest assembly. Last year when I built this product, it was taking more than 36 hours for us to assemble. During BTS, we took 2.5 hours. Now we have actually developed a couple of parts using which we will be able to assemble these dome structures in less than 45 minutes. That means I can be portable, literally go to any places and keep putting it up day in and day out. So this is how the structure would actually look like. It's actually a 4 different layers. One, a weatherproof layer outside, then the geodesic skeleton, which would be made out of stainless steel, then the inner projection layer. And with 4 different projectors beaming at 4 different corners, it will give you a simulated experience. And this projection need not be on the top, it can also be in the bottom. Just imagine that I'm trying to be at a real estate expo. So instead of making all the people to go to the real estate place, I can put up the projectors down also. You will feel as if like you're walking inside that property. This is our software. So the main limitation of virtual reality is our eyes find it irritating after 7 to 9 minutes because they are very high resolution and very close to our eyes. Without using VR goggles, we can play all of the virtual reality content inside this platform. So I need not be the only content creator for this. Anybody who has created content can always go ahead and project it inside. And it does not limit to only astronomical content. It can be even tourism. Just imagine that the kind of tourism places which is there in our India and how many of us have actually experienced it. I always wanted to take my father for Kailash Manasarovar Yatra, but now he's 70 plus, his knees are worn out, it's not actually happening. But using dome theaters like this, I want to give a new direction to the field of astrotourism and virtual experiential tourism, where people sitting at a place without burning their savings, they can literally experience all the places. Of course, it is not an alternative for the physical experience. It is just a simulated experience for them to actually have a shortcut. And the opportunities are very much unlimited. We can put up the biology inside this, oceanography inside this. And we have something called as 3D simulation. Using a PS4 gaming console, I can literally make the rovers to walk on the moon surface. I can make a helicopter to take off on the Mars surface. So we can actually have this kind of simulations where even the rockets can fly around in space. Our revenues are very simple. We charge around 80 lakhs for an installation. Compared to the industry, what comes, the same theater has costed 8 crore and we are 1/10 of it, right? And the main targets for us is private engineering colleges, private properties or gated communities, and amusement parks, experiential parks, museums. These are our main clients. Our potential revenue not only comes from sales as well as from our AMC. We can also run ads inside this to generate additional revenues. That is something which we are actually trying to explore. The impact is very simple. Through education, each of these dome theaters can
give opportunity for more than 1 lakh students to experience it each year. That is the lowest number which I have taken as an average looking into all the planetariums of India, which is actually which is the size of the 8-meter dome. And each of these theater needs at least 2 people to operate. So I'm aiming for 740 dome theaters. At least one should be there in each of the district, which can potentially give opportunity for more than 1,500 people to earn their revenues. And I want to convert them into astropreneurs. That's what actually I'm wearing here, astronomy entrepreneurs. And we will be able to show them about what do you mean by climate change. Sitting in Bangalore, none of us experience it, what is actually happening at glaciers. Because these are not the actual curriculum which are taught in schools. But immersive education gives opportunity for us to teleport students to Antarctica and all such kind of places and give them a feel of what's actually happening at such kind of places. And also we are energy efficient. We are trying to empanel the solar panel itself on the dome such that we can be, self-consumption in terms of energy. And our revenue streams are sales, rentals, and collaborations. Our ticket size ranges anywhere between 10 lakhs to 5 crores. 10 lakhs is the lowest one. These are our clients, and we have done a market size. What we have done is we have listed out the number of universities, resorts, malls, amusement parks, and private properties, taken 3% out of it or 2% out of it on an average as a conversion numbers. So the potential target, what we can chase in the next 3 years, ranges anywhere between 250 CR to 500 CR. Immersive entertainment in India is still growing. It is just catching up its pace. So our niche,
Time up.
affordable and agile structures makes us stand out among competitors which are actually importing it from USA, China, and various places. We have B2B partnerships with various opportunity of places, let it be associations and major organizations like this. We are looking to raise 1 CR as the fund, out of which 60 lakhs will be utilized for the tech budget. And this prototype will be installed at Malnad Engineering College itself. It would be the first Tier 2 city to actually have a dome theater, which will be installed at an engineering college, and 40 lakhs for the marketing budget. These are the areas of projects which we have already developed, the stargazing dome and the planetarium dome, which is needed for the school. Now I'm working on the dome theater concept and the balloon simulator. So the same fund is useful. If I make this dome, right now it is horizontal. If I make it into vertical, I can attach a hot air balloon simulator to that and give them an experience of a hot air balloon ride, which can be put up in malls also. Myself and my partner Jaychandra Aradhya sir, my mentor who gave me an opportunity to work while I was still doing engineering, he is my business partner now. So with this, I would like to conclude that we are only around 5 months old startup, and we have already finished our first installation at Amber Valley Residential School, which happens to be a Cafe Coffee Day owner school, and this occurred around like 3 months ago. And this was the product which we created with a single projection system. It is India's low-cost planetarium. What used to cost 85 lakhs, we are able to bring it into 7 lakhs. That's a huge record, and 2 patents are being filed in that. One is for the optical system, the other one is for the assembly. Thank you so much.
Excellent one.
Aradhya sir, if you can please join me on the stage.
You said that you are only there for about 5 months in this business, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you have accomplished this in 5 months.
I will be truthful. I worked in the planetarium industry for 11 years,
Yeah,
but I was more or less a consultant.
understood.
I was a consultant.
Okay.
One question. So where is the content getting generated for this?
Yes, sir. Sir, content, one is we have already built an arena of content. We can literally pick and choose whatever we want. That's one thing. Secondly, there is something called as International Planetarium Society, where we can actually get the open source content also. And we already have one in-house staff who has mastered the art of cinema 4D, 360-degree projection and things like that, using which we will be able to create our own content. 2023 Bangalore Technology Summit, I even showcased a show for Chandrayaan 3. It can be built in a matter of 45 days to 50 days.
Thank you.
So for your main dome that you showed, the 80 lakhs one, what is the area size that you require?
That's actually going to be an 8-meter dome.
And
in terms
how
of
many
diameter.
seats can be accommodated?
65.
65. And have you evaluated the rental model for this?
We are trying and testing, but we are still not yet sure of how beneficial it would be. But more or less, we can assure one thing, that whoever would invest on the property in the first year, after 1.5 years, they will get back the returns.
How so?
Typically, you can charge around a minimum of 50 rupees as a ticket size. for the people who come in. And the average number states that more than 1 lakh people visit this kind of dome theaters or the planetariums each and every year.
That depends on the location, right? That depends on the location where you are putting this.
Correct.
Because you are only looking at your installation cost.
Correct.
Then add to that the land cost and the opportunity cost of that land. That
That's-
becomes a tricky thing. But what I'd love is if this can be scaled. What you have now, I've actually, my daughter is into astronomy. So we visited many of the planetariums which are full-fledged ones. And also we keep visiting any of these smaller ones, right?
Correct. Yes.
They are sort of claustrophobic. The smaller ones, the challenge is that you feel claustrophobic once you go inside, right? And also the array of projectors are limited.
Correct.
So your visualization is not really to the level of the true planetarium, right?
Yes.
If you can figure that out, and this can become like a touring thing, right? I'll tell you, even the idea of putting this in some of our tourist spots, right? Just put it in Hampi, for example. The government, I'm sure I can connect you to right people to get the funding for these, right? Even the tourism department, they are looking for these things. I had supported a company called Pinakin, which did audio-based data for a particular tourist spot. Now, if you can do it with visualization, right? Nothing like it, right? Even in the corridor within the Varanasi, right? Last week I was there. They have put up the VR studio, right?
Correct.
There are spaces where they will allocate the spaces for you. If you can figure out a cost-effective deployment and do a charge, right? You can't expect the government to put in this money there in those cases. They'll give you the space.
Yes.
But if you can figure out a cost mechanism where you're charging the user fee, right? A pay-per-use kind of a fee, then there's plenty of opportunity
Time
for
up.
you to just look at that aspect as well.
Yes, sir. I'll
just
take
one
10
word.
seconds, sir. Sir, this kind of mobile planetariums, inflatable ones, used to be claustrophobic. What we have done right now is, we have implemented something called as negative pressure geodesic structure. One is, the air is constantly circulated, there is a provision of an AC, and the dome is actually silent, there is no blower attached to it. Using the vacuum
blower
pump
is
suction.
generally the problem that...
Correct, yes. But the darkness is something which can be addressed using cove lights.
Just
And recently, we have spoken to the tourism department of Karnataka, and what they given actually, they appreciated. Only thing actually they told, we don't have fund right now, but I'll give you a space. If at all you have anything PPP scheme, actually you can bring it.
That's
all.
exactly what I said.
Yeah.
The tourism department won't fund you, but they'll give you the space.
Yeah.
What you need is you need other funders, and that just go to csrbox.com.
Yeah.
Right? So you have plenty of CSRs available there. I can also connect you to a few CSRs. Okay, they have the funding for the skilling. This can be funded under the skilling projects of the CSRs. A crore is not at all a challenge for this. If you really are having this kind of a tool, reach out to me separately. We can talk.
Yeah, just one question. You have the liberty not to answer this. You want 1 CR as investment. What percentage of your company ownership are you ready to offer?
Sir, we can discuss this one-on-one,
so
because we have an
obviously,
estimated revenue,
obviously.
which is locks for first 1 year. So if I say something and if you are not happy, the collaboration might
No,
not
that's why I
happen.
said right at the
Yes.
beginning, you have liberty not to answer.
I always want to come up with a win-win situation, such that Malnad Engineering College wins, you people win, and I also win. Because I want to take it to larger numbers, not only in India, across Asia, African countries. So I definitely need mentors like your support. That shouldn't be a challenge, sir. We can always work.
Very good. All the best. All the
Thank
best.
you so much, sir. Thank you.
That was very wonderful. Just to put a thought, he wants to establish this at our institute, MCE. So alumni, we are open. We want you to join hands with Mr. Satish and make his dreams come true. Thank you. I request HR Muralidhar sir to please come over the stage and escort the stars for the certificate distribution. A big round of applause to this visionary person and his team.
Today we have stalls of KNS Infra Private Limited, name synonymous to quality, trust and excellence. One of the most reputed plotted developer in Bangalore and Mysore. Elevating lives and shaping dreams of millions since 17 years, world-class amenities and great locations to choose from. Secure your future with KNS today.
Thank you. Now we have the next pitch by a team of youngsters who are all here, apart from the other pitches, who want to present to the Sharks a specialized food beverage. And the stage is yours. Rainbow Juice product by Arun KN and his team.
When the team is coming on the stage, just a time check. We have another half an hour to round it up. 3 more teams to go. So probably I think we will ask very specific questions for the presentation, and we will have you meet us post this to take our suggestions forward. Thank you.
Good afternoon to everyone. Myself Anusha and this is Arun. Our product is different from everyone. It's related to food and beverages. Our product name is Rainbow Sip. And our visionary starter focused on creating innovative and affordable beverages solutions. And our mission is bringing fun and health creativity to everyone. And our mission is revolutioning the beverage industry, interactive and visually appealing to everyone. Coming to the problem of this, beverages industry is crowded with, that is full of saturated beverages are there. Our product is unique, where we focus on layer by layer. It's related to Vipgaya. You all know about Vipgaya, right? It's fully mixture of colors. Even our product is also a mixture of different flavors. This is a multi-layer drink that combines stunning appeal, no mixing, as we mix agar in that, so it doesn't mix layer by layers, and we will add some pop-ups to it, which will give some good experience to the people who have it. Coming to the product solution, it is based on the density, which denser, more denser will be there, and less denser will add by it. And pricing, it's affordable, and we target on 10 to around the age of 10 to 30. Coming to socio-economic impact, it's a eco-friendly product which is biodegradable.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. Hi, I'm Arun. Just we are targeting for the kids around 10 to 30 years, and we are, for us competitors is, for Rainbow Juice is Vipgaya, as you know that, which has been mentioned in that. Just for kids we are targeting, and for us the competitor is that mango flavor we are adding for that, which can be spread to 3 flavor. Next. Business model and strategy. While we are coming to business model and strategy, first we are targeting the local market. The price of the Tetra packet will be, as you know that, it is a 10 rupees. And we need to give the ads, and we need to add some partnership with local market. Total budget we required is 20 lakh rupees.
In fact, Mr. Samartha is telling that you need to give a pack for us to drink and say how good it is. No.
I have an idea about
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
sir.
yeah.
We are working on that.
I did the last. We have Chakravarti here. After this, I think they finished. They closed it now.
Okay.
Then we have Chakravarti for another 15 minutes.
Okay,
then
so
we'll
have you tried these things at home? Have you done these things, all the juices, and tried it on your own?
Yes, sir.
And you said, you know, this is 100% natural or organic?
Yeah,
is
it's
that
100%. I have mentioned in socio-economic slide.
Okay.
It's 100% natural. No
Okay.
colorings are there.
Okay.
We'll use like it's Vipgaya, sir.
Okay. So, you know, when you actually, especially when it comes to food products, right, the shelf life is very important, especially when you package it, when you actually give it to stores or schools or anywhere, right? How long they can actually stay in the refrigerator or, you know, outside the refrigerator. That is very, very important.
Yeah,
so,
sir. We have worked on it also.
You have worked on that
Yeah.
one, right? Okay. What is the shelf life? How long can they stay on the shelf?
Our competitors are there, no? Like Mango and Siphon.
Yeah.
Even it's like that only. It's not too long also. It's around months.
A couple
Around
of months. Couple of months. Okay.
As it is multi-layered also, it doesn't get mixed up. We are
Okay.
going to add agar to it, where it will stay stagnant. And to enjoy it, we add some pops to it,
Understood. Okay.
cracking pops.
Understood. Now, I think, targeting schools for these kind of juices and everything is very nice. Maybe next time when you present, please bring some samples so that, we can actually try it out and then, take
I
a
would
call.
have brought, but still we are working on it. So.
And next time when you actually present,
Okay.
right? Okay,
Yeah, we
next
will
time you
bring
should
it.
bring it, okay?
Okay.
Have you evaluated what your cost for manufacturing this? You said your selling price is 10 rupees.
Yeah.
How much does it cost you to make it?
Cost.
Sir, for one case, we will fill 24 tetra packet for one case. Around we can make profit for one tetra packet is 4 to 5 rupees.
4 to 5?
4 to 5 rupees, sir.
Okay, so your cost is about 5 rupees.
Other accessories will get 4 to 5 rupees. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the nice presentation. I request SPS sir, Shiv Prasad Shetty sir, SPS sir, to please escort the sharks onto the dais to distribute the certificates.
Today we have stalls of SSA India, which consist of products Moon and Baker and Tentef. Moon and Baker offers a range of high-performance Australian-designed aluminium windows and doors for the Indian market. The products combine durability, aesthetic appeal, and functionality, providing homeowners
Big round of
with
applause.
stylish solutions for natural lights and ventilation.
Here we have one of our alumnus, Chakravarti, from Thoughtnics Technologies Private Limited.
Hello everybody, I am Chakravarti. I am passed out at 1994 from, are you able to hear me? Yeah. I'm an MC alumni. I passed out from 1994, mechanical engineering. So I worked in most of the big companies like Wipro Technologies, Moschip Semiconductor, and OpenText was my last company. In most of the companies.
Excuse me to interrupt. I think you're not audible. If you can have a better mic, please. Or you can use this.
Any better mic? Yeah, I used to be part of most of the initiatives in the companies, okay? Like most of the practical problems, we call it initiatives and white papers, and they end up there, okay? So the most interesting part is every company used to have a problem of transportation and entry management. These are the two things that most of the times I worked on, but they never took a shape as long as I was in a company. So I resigned my job. I started my own company called Thoughtnics to solve these two. And by the time I solved, the Move and Sync and MyGate are the two companies which took over the market. So I converted these two problems, very serious problems, into schools, and I'm very successful. And without any fundraising, almost all Hyderabad international schools started using our products. So we are at growth stage with positive cash flows. My main vision is to develop high-precision solutions to unaddressed problems in the emerging markets. So I have chosen schools because school is most unorganized and extremely difficult to manage, and there is only one person answerable to every legal thing that happens, that's school owner. That's why I have chosen. So if you look at it, 75% of the students in most of the cities are using transportation, and they're forced to use transportation because of the distances. And there is no route optimization that's happening in the schools. The guy who knows a little bit about routes is doing the route planning for the schools, which is causing a lot of losses. And there is no justification to the parents, whatever may be the school size. And second thing is GPS accuracy problems. We are using 25-year-old GPS devices. There is no improvement in it. It takes around 30 seconds to triangulate a location. And parents started using the most latest technologies like applications like Zomato, Swiggy, and they're comparing with that GPS devices, and they never trust this system. And there is no tailor-made solution for child safety systems in the schools. And the last part is the continuity. There are 20, 30 different vendors providing solutions to the schools, and there is no continuity among these solutions. So what do we do? Our solutions that surpass traditional ERP limitations. We are not ERP, okay? So what we do? We do, usually, this is our main solution, that is transport operational cost reducing. Second thing is agility in attendance management. Not classroom attendance, the entry, exit, meal, mess, everything. And there should be, most of the times these RFID, barriers, these doesn't work in schools. So we designed a simple device. This is a device. And this is a device that almost all Hyderabad schools started using it. And ensure seamless data continuity across interconnected operations. So I'm directly getting into one of our key things. This is a route optimization. So this is one school in Hyderabad where so many locations. This is our product. We have a lot of rules setting for every route, maybe maximum 40 kilometers, maximum 35 minutes it can travel. So this is our routing automation. This is very successful. And they can alter these routes, they can inspect these routes. So most schools in Hyderabad, we are never a cost center. Our price is much higher than any ERP solution in India. We charge around 45 to 50 rupees per student per month, whereas typical ERP solutions in India charge 8 rupees. But we are never a cost center because we save huge costs. Almost every school in Hyderabad we save per annum, per shot, at least on a fixed assets, 1.25 crores. And on a fuel cost savings, because we reduce with our route planning algorithm, we almost reduce around 50 to 150 kilometers per day. And the device that I have shown, this is a purpose-built device, which included GPS, RFID, and everything. And now we are leveraging the device with gate entry, mess entry, compliance, visitor management, sports, and we are making a cashless campus. Pune, MIT started using cashless campus. And now we are making one-stop portfolio, building everything
together. You're on
together.
your 6th minute.
So from this year, almost after till 7 years, we started validating the product, and without any market and sales, we captured entire Hyderabad with almost all international schools. And now we made a business plan with cluster-based. In India, we made 12 clusters, and rest of the world around 30 clusters. And this is a revenue generation. Currently, we are here. Yes, of course, we'll raise funds this year with 8% equity burn, around 5 crores we'll be raising. And deployment of funds. And risk and long-term review, key risks mitigated, product market fit, yes, we have done, barrier to competition, goodwill, hardware, product innovation, and portfolio, efficacy, innovation, one-stop shop, and cyclicality and unit economics, mitigated, improved with Doors app. Now we developed another app which is going to get into almost all wellness centers and gyms and swimming pools, because schools have a cyclicality problem. Yearly, once only we can sell our solution. So this is our Doors app. Thank you.
Are you already in revenues?
Yes.
Okay. How much revenue did you make last
We
time?
are around 3 crores this year.
Around.
You've done it sold it to multiple schools, which is really good. What's your typical sales cycle timeline that looks at? Because academic year, like you said, 2 months before that when the deal gets closed, right? So it's cyclical in nature to get into schools. What's your typical timeline to get into one school? How long does it take?
Usually, what we do is, we don't have a door-to-door sale or knock and go sales. We started attending events for schools, and then I only meet the decision makers. So during that time we present. And for example, last time in Vijayawada, first time we hosted an event where from Tirupati to Vizag, around 60 schools have taken our solution. So the cycle is something, the data that we get, and we take at least 7 days to implement our solution once we get the data and the trainings.
In terms of sales cycle, you said you do the events, but then how long does it take after that to get into the actual sale?
Actual sale?
How long does it take? How much time does it take to start the conversation to close a deal?
It's all based on the decision makers. Sometimes it happens in just 3 days. Sometimes it takes a month.
So on average, a month is a good time?
Yes, of course. Yes. Any more questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
What is the costing for the school? Sorry. If a school has to buy it, what is the costing? That they
Per
have to pay?
student, 40 rupees per month.
40 rupees per month per student. Doesn't depend on the number of buses. It doesn't depend on the number of buses.
No, not on number of buses.
And does it also track private vehicles or only the school?
Only school transportation.
Thank
Only
you.
school transportation, non-transportation. We have various segments. Hostel, transportation and non-transportation.
So you're from an educational institute? Oh, because I thought it's already a very
Thank
nice
you, sir.
connect.
Please be on stage. I request Dr. K.S. Jayant, former principal, Malnad College of Engineering, Hassan. He's a loved person by the entire alumni fraternity. We all are very happy to have you here, sir. Please escort the sharks onto the dais for the distribution of certificate. A big round of applause to Thought Uniques Technologies Private Limited.
It's a digital image app.
I know, I'll do that. So which one? So connect the USB. So we have the last pitch by Dr. Pramod Kumar Nayak and team from the organization Niam Tech, and here they are with a wonderful product, D2 3D, which is a digital image product. I request Pramod Kumar Nayak and team to be on stage for the presentation.
So your time starts now.
Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Bhaskar. I hope I am audible. Sorry, just before the lunch, we are just stepping in. I hope we'll be in a position to make sure that you don't really feel the time is lost. So I just want to set the base on what way we landed up in this solution. As part of professors' activities, we used to work with the students in building the healthcare management systems. We are from DSU and then did a HMS for CD SIMAT. And when we were working on with the doctors, we happened to be there and suddenly we got some trauma inquiries and the doctors have to rush. So we also just went along with them and then seeing. Of course, the scene was horrible. Let me be very frank and open. And then they said that, okay, we have to do this scan, that scan, lot of scans that they took. And they were getting everything on the DICOM. I'm sure you are all aware of the DICOM formats. And they were trying to look at the DICOM and then some of the surgeons who were in different shifts and different places. So it was a real nightmare and they have to take some actions on the patient immediately. So then they were just saying that it is a real nightmare that we go through day in, day out. So we were all watching all this and finally they said that, it is better that if we can get a 3D image of this by taking all these DICOMs and then providing in a 3D. Then one doctor said if the MRI happens in Siemens machine, you get the software which is already providing the 3D. So you don't have to worry about it. But then what if that MRI machine is not from Siemens? How we are going to handle? So that is what so we were really seeing the problem that is happening live. Then we felt that why can't we come up with our own solution with a proper algorithm and trying to come up with a proper 3D image for them to take necessary actions. Because sometimes what happens, this is what I was told by the doctors, they cut open. Then they try to do some planning, okay, whether we can do it now or later or whatever. If they are able to get some 3D images, they can do much better. That is what they claimed from the planning angle and also collaborative planning across the surgeons in different parts of city or across cities. So then we started working on as part of a product which is called D to 3D, DICOM to 3D. And we built that by getting the samples from the doctors and we started working on brain imaging. And it started coming out okay. And due to unforeseen reasons, though we got a kind of a NOC to demonstrate that video, we are not able to get that MOU signed. There are some delays happening. Then what happened? This happened 3 or 4 months back. And my son, who is working in Nike in US, he's a basketball freak. And he met with an accident. And in that accident, he lost, ACL tear as well as meniscus damage. And connected to some doctors here as well as there, some doctors said, meniscus, we have to trim. But if you trim, what happens is, within 10 to 20 years, you have to replace the total knee. And there are some people who have the innovation to stitch, which is good, which is bad, and we have the DICOM that he has sent it. Then I started working with orthopedic surgeons here. And they saw that everything is okay, but when they are explaining to me, as a patient or patient's relative, I'm not able to understand. But then we try to see that, why can't we pivot rather than focusing on imaging around brain? Why can't we do the same thing for ortho? That is when the surgeons who said we are willing to work on as part of a SME in your team, and then we will get into this. That is how this particular D to 3D have taken a pivoted rebirth. Focusing instead of brain got into ortho. And that is how this particular thing born. And right now, the POC, which is on the brain that we can share, but with respect to that ortho aspects, we have not got the clearance, so we are not able to share that information. Apologize for that. So this is the base on which this T2D 3D born, and we are interested in taking this to the POC stage completion. And then we are targeting the market with respect to that hospitals and the surgeons. The main advantage or innovative things that we want to bring it in, easy to explain to the patient, collaborative from the surgery planning, and also reduction in the repeat surgeries maximum possible so that they are able to get the 3D image which will provide more accurate information. And also the major advantage is, this is what doctor says, on the contours. They are able to look at if it's going to be knee or whatever, how the contour is. So if they have to go for implants, what way that implant should be decided. Because DICOM, as we all know, it goes inside. not on the surface. But whereas the 3D is going to give the surface as well. So DICOM plus this 3D together, it is going to really give a very good surgery planning for the surgeons. This is a mouth, the word of mouth or from the horse mouth, we got it and we decided to venture in further. And we would like to have some budgets for this POC stage completion. And that is why we are here.
Thank you, sir. Namaste. We are the co-partners for this, and founder director Pramod and Bhaskar sir, and we have a mentoring team and also subject matter experts Dr. Siddhalingeshwar and madam is also there as an orthopedic surgeons. We have involved in many discussions for domain understanding.
Sir, you're on your 6th
and
minute.
We have got some raw images of the orthopedic bone fractures also from them. And we have our mentoring team, Dr. M.K. Banga, Mr. Chetan Sangvi, and Vishwanath Padur, and T.S.N. Murthy, and Dr. Amod. I think it's a qualified practicing orthopedic surgeon. He would be able to give us a lot of discussions on the domain understanding when we go from the engineering to the biological domain. So, and also a surgery that an expert in a sports medicine and the traumatic care. That's very important. That they have highlighted and they have given us few raw images. As Bhaskar sir pointed out, still the 3D imaging of the orthopedics that we are still working on as the NDA ethics. And Pramod will be just taking out some of the images details.
So I'll just walk you through the slides what we have here. I think what context we were working on, I think already it is being set up by sir. So we actually went to Narayana Hospital where we got this requirement where we wanted them to work with us on these data sets. So they have come up with their own data division in HSR layout. So we were working parallelly with them. And we also visited Apollo hospitals where they wanted a similar kind of solutions, where doctor did not wanted the solution to be specific to a software. There are softwares which are available in market, but how exactly our solution is better than theirs, that also I'll be showcasing as we go further. And these are few of the clients which we referred into, and then we are closely working with them on this particular project. When we look into the why statement here, what is the main advantage is, especially in terms of surgery planning, if you have a 3D model of, say, a patient meets up with an accident, generally they'll be bleeding inside his skull. So identifying that and then performing the right operation is one of the key factors. So surgery planning is one thing.
Time up.
Collaboration is what we were looking into. Third thing is like, if the diagnosis is incorrect, at that case, there would be issues. So what happens in certain scenarios is, we would be using AI here to actually improve the detection and then help radiologists especially. So these were the two things. One is in terms of, say, areas which we focused on. One is in terms of sports injuries and traumatic. And then generally, whenever there is decision to be made, it will be on these CT scan images, which is in terms of 2D. So doctors would be, it will be a pain for the doctor to identify what kind of operations he has to perform in. So if you look into this particular image here or a video here, you can see the person has undergone what is called as issue in his finger. He had a fracture. 3 months later, he comes to the doctor. So this would be the recovery he gets in. But to fix it back to its original position, it was an issue. So this kind of issues would be there with the doctors where they have to look into the MRI images and then take decision how to fix that particular finger there. So if you look into this video here, you can see that how exactly the finger would look in. So we wanted to convert this into a 3D and then help the doctors to arrive at the solution. So we came up with a solution where we take the MRI images, convert them into slices. We remove a lot of noise out of it. We come up with an algorithm where the slices get placed one after the other like a bread piece packet which is out there, and then we render the three-dimensional. We can also add up the flavor of AR and VR into it also. So that's another thing which we are looking into. If you look into the innovation feature, we are looking into adding augmented reality and then having a DICOM work list into it. So if I get in depth into it, so I can just go with the demo there. Mona ma'am.
What stage are you guys in right now?
So I'll just, this.
We have done for brain analysis, that we have, but if you see the data points are not that big, around 1,000 patients that they have given, and only for that particular patients within that hospital that we have done. Now we have pivoted towards that ortho, and we have around 400 patients with respect to the doctors with whom we are working on. Unfortunately, we are not able to access the data. Whenever we build the model, we go to their hospital clinic and we work with them and then leave it there. So that is what
In
is
your
happening.
mind, what's the timeline for the next big milestone for you guys?
See, actually, we are trying to target in having this as a accessible API kind of in the cloud.
Say for example, I don't have this particular software. So I can just give this particular entire GUI to the doctor. He can use it like a VLC player EXE. He has to just click on this EXE, the entire software gets installed in his particular laptop or any tool which you're using in. We also are planning to work with AWS where we'll be deploying this on the cloud, where we have the service models which will be rendered based on hourly usage also.
When are you looking at the completion of your POC or one particular?
This MRI ka thing is complete already, but in the ortho, we are waiting for the complete data sets to be received by the doctors. Whoever doctors we just showed you, they're actually helping us with the data sets and the hospitals which are out there. So we just click on that, you can see that you'll be able to render it 3D. If there's any bleeding here, you'll be able to see that on a real-time scenario. You can also rotate that particular brain also. You can see that you'll be able to visualize it in a 3 dimension also. So such kind of things we'll be able to do also.
So are you all full-time? Are you all full-time into this, or are you still practicing the...
Sir, we have our company incubated in the campus itself. So we have almost around 15 to 20 companies running in the campus. So we are parallelly working with our current work what we have.
So Lakshmi, are you full-time or not? Okay, okay.
We both are not, sir is. Sir is heading.
Actually, I'm also working on consultants for some of the startups and some of the academic institutions right now. So the answer to your question, yes, we are not full-time into this. Okay. But we would like to, provided if there is a good opportunity that we get from the budgetary support, we can look into it.
It's always the other way around, sir. It's always the other way around. You have to have the faith in your idea.
No, we have. That is why we are working with the doctors.
Which is fine. On a
But
generic,
whether it can be
on a
marketed
generic
as a
note,
product.
I just wanted, because I saw that you all are from the DSU. Hence, I sort of assumed that you are not full-time.
Yes.
So maybe first thing is to go full-time. Maybe that, because that is what it requires for you to commit in terms of timelines, and the effort that requires is a full-time effort. I'll just leave it, it's your decision.
Understood.
Right? But the important question for me is, what will be the costing for this? So what is the end cost for the hospitals or the practitioners?
The first phase, whatever we just demonstrated to you, it will be coming somewhere around 5.5 lakhs.
No, that is your investment. What is the cost for the end user? Hospitals kitna pay karna chahiye? So if I have to convert one 2D to 3D image.
Per user, how much he is asking?
So per user, we'll be charging somewhere around 5,000 rupees. Sir. Not more
That's expensive, right?
Sir, your time is up.
This is actually a fixed price initially that they have to put it in, because we have not converted this into an API or a cloud access yet, because all the complaints like HIPAA or all those acts which are really pending. So that is why we have not thought of cloud directly getting into. It is going to be local with the EXE that we build the model, give it off. They will work on it.
That is okay.
So it is going to be one-time priced. Right now, with these doctors, what we are looking at is giving the money, which is going to be 25,000 that they will give it per year, that they will keep it. And any model update, we will be charging. If there is going to be a good update, then it is going to be charged again. Otherwise, they can use the same thing to work on, which will run only in the laptop.
Okay, so you are saying that the practitioner, the physician or the surgeon will pay 25,000 rupees as a subscription cost to your software per year.
Yes.
And then there will be additional cost for upgraded models.
Yes, sir.
And where are you building this? Are you building this on AWS now?
Right now, we are running it locally because everything is happening with respect to the MATLAB, to be honest with you. And there's the EXE that is getting created, which is going to be running on there. As I said, security and with the medical aspects, PII and all those informations, we are yet to explore how we are going to take care of the PII
You can
masking.
always
and all.
anonymize the data. You can
Yes.
anonymize the data. So
Yeah, but we have
PI
not worked on that.
Okay. If at all you need anything on the cloud side, I can give away credits to you.
Is the AWS?
Yeah. Or even Google Cloud, or you name a cloud, I'll get you the credits.
Okay.
I have access to all of them. Right? If that is your hindrance to try it out,
Okay.
I can get you that. Right? Whether you want Azure, GCP, even Oracle Cloud if you want, I can get you access to that. With certain limits, we may probably look at like a $10,000 or a $100,000 kind of credit, I can get you that, right? But you should move into cloud.
Yes.
Because your data cost optimization is going to be only on that. The last question is that you said data sets you are working on right now is 400 to 1,000.
Yes.
Right? So can't you access the libraries that are available there? Like I told the earlier startup, Google Computer Vision has open source their libraries. Right? You should probably tap into that existing data sets available so that your ML can learn from that, right? Maybe you can start with that.
Valid point. Thank you.
But your total requirement is only 5.5 lakhs.
Yes, this is for the POC phase that we want to come
for
out
POC.
of. Yes.
Would this, if I were to invest 5.5 lakhs, would you three come full time?
Yeah, definitely, yeah, we will look into that.
We'll talk.
Thank you, sir.
Just to end on a very lighter note, if you are looking for a good ortho patient to be, a test bed for your solution, I'm here. I have 2 ACL tears and 1 meniscal on my knees.
Oh, is it? Oh, boy.
So you have a use case to be proved here.
Sir, one comment I would like to make. I think this, for me, it took some time for me to understand what exactly you guys are doing. Seems like an academic project where you're creating a POC. The business aspect of it, needs to be thought through much more. For a project like this, if you're saying 5.5, I just feel like it's an academic thing, right? So I think this is bigger than that. The business aspect needs to be thought through.
Yes. So as I rightly, you have a valid point, sir. I'm not denying that. Right now, we want to work with some professional experts, making sure this is working because we are not doctors. So we want to make sure this works in at least 1 or 2 SMEs and their clinics. Then we want to take it to the business model next level. That is why we are waiting.
Thank you, sir. I think we can have it off the show. Thank you. I request
Thank you very
Chandrasekhar KR, sir, the backbone of MC Alumni Fraternity and all the MC Alumni meet that happens, to please escort the Sharks onto the dais and be a part of the certificate distribution. A big round of applause to the gentlemen on the stage. So in the meanwhile, the certificates are distributed. We have a small announcement. Please do visit stall number 10, where we have a dog show exactly starting at 1:30 and a re-show at 3:30. So please visit stall number 10. Limit ಆಗಿದೆ support.
We have the stall. Tentuf is an Australian innovative and that specializes in security doors and windows, made with polytensile mesh and architecturally finished aluminium frames designed to
I
provide
request the Sharks to please stay on the stage.
superior home security. Tentuf doors and
I
windows.
request the Sharks to please stay on the stage. I request Mr. Nagendra Kumar Rao, sir, on stage. Nagendra Kumar Rao, sir. Nagendra Prasad, sir.
I request Rashidhar to please join us on stage. I request Mr. Kiran, MRPL. please join us on stage.
I request Shashidhar sir to please join us on stage. Shashidhar sir. I request Shashi sir to please join us on stage.
We have come
It's
to
time
the
to honor our sharks, and we are very grateful for their presence. In spite of your busy schedule, you have made time for us, you have made time for MCE, for ME-RIISE Foundation, and we are heartily grateful to you for that, sir. Now I request Satyesh sir to please honor the sharks. I request Shashi sir to please join. Thank you, sir. I request Mahendra sir, Secretary of MA, to felicitate Virendra Shetty sir. Thank you, sir. I request Kiran B sir to felicitate Samartha sir. I request Shashi sir to please join us in thanking Santosh sir for his presence.
We have come to the closing minutes of Shark Tank. I personally, on behalf of Sneha the Kadalu core team, thank each one of our sharks, Chanakyas. In fact, they have left with us their impressions about what they saw, what they heard, and we are going to compile that and take it to all the teams in the days to come. And if at all there is some positive vibes about picking up an investment in any of them, we will be very happy to connect them together. That's as far as the sharks and the Chanakyas are concerned. As far as the teams that have come here, 8 teams, I was actually wondering that it's all going to be software, but I was so happy to see that there was something from medical for Virendra to appreciate. There was something on the food industry. There was something on the educational institute perspective. So kudos from my side to Geeta Kiran professor who, screened all these teams and picked 8 that would actually give a flair of what entrepreneurship is all about. So I invite you all now to join us for lunch and come back here in about 45 minutes time because you have another afternoon of very interesting tech talks and podcasts going on. Thanks for all your patience and thanks once again for the Sharks, Chanakyas and the teams that participated and particularly to Geeta Kiran professor. Thank you.
Before we conclude this session, I would like to invite Satyan sir on stage to deliver the vote of thanks.
And I have great pleasure in offering one of my books to all the Chanakyas here. And there was another silent Chanakya sitting in the audience, Nagendra Prasad, who's a venture capitalist. He also has left his impressions about the teams with us and that's going to add value to us. So I would like to present my book to each of them.
I request you all to stay back for the thanking note by Mr. Satyan sir, and then please join us for lunch.
Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, and dear students, good afternoon. So it's my pleasure to give valedictory speech concluding the interesting event, Shark Tank. We had this morning. Shark Tank is a new concept wherein we bring the entrepreneurs and investors on the same platform and allow for a mutual beneficial business relationship. At the outset, on behalf of MC Alumni Association, thanks to all the Chanukyas, sharks, who have accepted our invitation and giving the wisdom, guidance, and adding immense value to this event. Thank you, Mr. Viren Shetty. Thank you, Santosh Kumar. Thank you, Mr. Nareen Narayan. Thank you, Mr. Samarth Nagbhushan, who have come forward to pitch in for funding. Their presence brought the required glitter to the event. I also thank all the 8 participating teams, young talented entrepreneurs with creative projects in hand and their interesting business pitch. We are sure that they will emerge as the future industrialists of the country and make a name themselves. I also thank key organizing members and driver of this event, Dr. Geeta Kiran, and also our Mr. Satyesh Bellur for their involvement. So at the end, every great success story starts with a spark. And today we have seen many sparks that can light up the future. Once again, good luck to all the entrepreneurs. Now I request all of you to join us for lunch. And just to remind you people that interesting event in the afternoon, TED Talk and podcast to follow after lunch. Thank you once again all. Thank you.
I request you all to join for lunch. We shall come back to the same venue at sharp 2 o'clock.